Welcome to our training series, How to Create Happy Customers Who Come Back Time and Time Again and Enthusiastically Tell Others About You. When we left, Rolf was telling us that his team members often come back to work with him after being gone many years, and they tell him that they still use the customer service lessons they learned from him when they worked for him previously. I tell people all the time, people love to work in businesses where they give exceptional customer service and they're taught to give it, and they know that's the expectation. People love to work in those type of businesses, and that's one of the reasons that we've recently, in the last for a number of reasons, we had 3 positions that turned over in the last 6 months or whatever. All 3 of those were filled by referrals from other team members in our business, because they're like, I love working there, and I love being able to give great customer service, and that's, I'm sure, one of the big reasons you get the kids coming back year after year, Ralph, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we talked about, well, you can't hire good help. Well, Ralph, you're hiring teenagers, and yet you're teaching them customer service, and you've got great helpers, I'm sure. Boomer, how about one memorable moment or some memorable moment in your business?
Well, fortunately, as I sit here, I'm thinking of a bunch of things that happened. But just the other day, probably 2 weeks ago, one of my lot people, helping park cars, and they're out there to say, remember your binoculars and put your footwear on and bring, dress warm, those kinds of things. Well, apparently, a fifth wheel. Some people from California were pulling through and had a flat tire, and come to find out, he didn't have a lug nut wrench to be able to change the tire. Well, I got a call on our walkie-talkies and informed me that what was going on, and I said, well, please take care of it. What do you need? And he said, well, can I head downstairs to get a lug wrench? And I said, sure. So anyway, he went downstairs, went up. They had called AAA or the local people, and they said it was going to be 2 hours, because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere here. Yeah. And he said, well, I said, well, no, we'll take care of it. And so I talked to the young man, and he said, I can change the tire, Boomer, no problem at all. I said, okay, go ahead and do it. So he changed the tire, and we're not in the changing tire business, but he changed the tire, got the people, gave them the lug wrench that we had. It was only like $5, big deal, and gave them it and sent them on their way. And I'll tell you this, everywhere they stopped, on going all the way up the coast into Washington, we heard about, because people came and stopped and said, we heard you changed the tire for some people, wow. And so, it's just something that you said a long time ago, that when you do something customer service-wise, and then some.
Yeah, good. And then some. I love it. That's one of our new, I told you that out Nordstrom was no longer one of our 3 things to remember. One of the 3 now is and then some. So if you do what's expected and then some, whether it's and this is a great thing to share with all of your team in regards to customer service and anything they do in the job, is if you do, and share it with your kids also. That's a great thing to share with your kids. If you do what you're supposed to do and then some, life is always going to be easy for you. I mean, life is going to be easy for you. If you did what you're supposed to do and then some when it came to cleaning your room before you could go out and play, if you did what mom thought you thought mom wanted and then some, you got to go out and play pretty darn quick. If you got into school and did what you were supposed to do for assignment and then some, you probably did pretty well. If you went to work, there's probably a lot of and then some people on this call right now, frankly. When you went to work and you did what you're supposed to do and then some, you ended up being the manager, the superintendent, the owner of the business, whatever it is. If you did and then some, you did pretty darn good. And that's, again, one of the things that we teach in this, so that's great. And as far as introducing you to the system, to your team, I'm assuming that you both had your meeting when you first got the system, had your meeting with everybody involved. Is that right?
Well, I do literally exactly what you taught me to do 10 years ago. So we bring them in the very first day, the very first thing they do, and I still do this personally one-on-one, although I do not need to. But I take them through, and it's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. That also includes our history and several other things that we kind of put in there. But we just sit, we watch the video, and then we have an extended conversation about customer service and so on.
Okay, good.
And we actually go back, and everyone does it every year. We do require that. So oftentimes you'll have a new hire with one of my team members or 3 of my team members, and I think that emphasizes how important it is.
Yep, we did it in an hour. I mean, the customer service itself, the customer service training by itself, without doing some of the other background of the company and everything else, is designed to be able to go through it in about an hour. And we just did that, frankly, with our entire team. We did it in 2 meetings of an hour long each, and just refreshed that with everyone here just recently. And the reason we did it in 2 separate meetings is that so that we could make sure we were taking care of our customers while we were doing our customer service meeting. We didn't want to close down in order to do it in the middle of the day. You know, one of the reasons I love to talk about out Nordstrom customer service and this too is that people feel better. Managers feel better about their jobs. People working feel better about their jobs. Your customers feel better about things. And one of the things that I just absolutely love about talking about this and talking to people like Boomer and Rolf, as you guys probably heard here, is that you always have these stories. And when you tell them, you know, Rolf will say, "Oh, I'm writing down this stuff," and you got a smile on your face because you're thinking, "Yeah, this is what it's supposed to be like. This is what it's like." Boomer, any last question? Any last?
Well,
comment?
just one comment, because I know Rolf mentioned the Lear thing, and that's really vital to be able to teach your people. If there's nothing else in your information that people use, that's the one thing they really need to train your people in. And I refocus that or reinforce that with something that I was told a long time ago, because you know some people, that 1% or half of 1%, can really be difficult people, and they you know, they come back to me and say, you know, I did the best I could and still they weren't happy. And here's what I tell them. I said, treat everyone with politeness, even those that are rude to you, no matter, not because they are nice, but because you are.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Wonderful. Hey, Jonathan, any questions there that you got that you'd like to, that we didn't go over, that we didn't address?
Yeah, we do have quite a few questions so far.
Okay, good enough.
One is on the system itself. Jeff wants to know, does this include information on how to set policies?
It includes information on how to set customer service policies without question. It's not a big management system, if you will. If you want a management system, I have that too, but it certainly does when it comes to customer service. Now, it also tells you that we don't really have any policies. We have guidelines, and one of the reasons, we have a couple policies. We have, in my business now, and I'm not telling you you have to do this in your business, but our policy is basically do this exactly like it says unless it doesn't take care of the customer. If it doesn't take care of the customer, do what you need to do to take care of the customer, and then change this to what we need. So yeah, we have policies, we have things, it does cover a lot of those things that you should have in your business, but it also says if it doesn't work, the top line policy is to take care of the client. Now, the other thing that we tell our people, the same thing I think Boomer was saying, correct me if I'm wrong, Boomer, is that you do what you think is right, and you'll never get in trouble. I may come back and say, well, let's maybe do it this way next time, but you'll never get in trouble. And in fact,
absolutely. Customer service is an attitude. It's not a department or a policy.
Yeah, good. I love that. I mean, I love talking to you and Rolf, and it's because it's like the same thing. I mean, I've had people tell us we need a customer service department. I said everybody's customer service. We don't need a customer service department.
We're all in the customer service department.
You know what? The best thing I want is for my sales reps to have to take care of customer service issues. I want that, because I want to make sure that the customer knows exactly what to expect from day one, so that that we don't have sales reps. We would never have it in our business because, for one thing, sales reps have to take care of the issues. So, yeah, customer service is not a department. I love it. What else do you have there, Jonathan?
Great. Yeah, this next one is from Dan. He asks, it is our goal to greet every customer when they enter the store and to ideally personally welcome them to our business and be a friendly aid to them without pestering. How do you handle overloaded customer service scenarios?
I don't know that there's any great secret to that. Other than trying to make sure your team at least recognizes that the person is waiting. And, some people have a real hard time doing that. And I'm not saying that they're bad people by any means. Some people are maybe just so focused on what they're taking care of and focused on that person, which is, part of the communication that Boomer was talking about, that you don't listen, you listen to people to comprehend, you don't listen to come up with what you're going to say next. They may be those kind of people that are comprehending so well so that they can't see what's going on around them so much. But that customer service where you've got just so many people in the store or so many people in front of you, whatever the case may be, that it's a bit overwhelming. The biggest thing that I see that people do well there is give some kind of acknowledgement, and it doesn't need to be verbal in some cases. It could just be a nod of the head, a point that I see you there, that type of thing. Rolf or Boomer, do you have anything to add there?
I can. What I tell people is that if people don't mind waiting in line, if the service they get at the end and they're watching other people get is superb, because they want that. I think what gets ugly is when people start rushing and cutting corners, and then everyone gets restless because no one wants to wait to be treated poorly. People will wait to be treated royally.
I love it. People will be treated royally. I gotta listen to this again. I got a lot of things to take out of this. Boomer, anything to add?
Well, it has to do with patience too. Years ago, my first parent-teacher conference, okay, I'm sitting there, I'm 24 years old, I'm ready to go, I've got all my stuff, and I've got 15 minutes, and I've got to be a Gatling gun to be able to get this stuff. Lady walks in, and I say, he's kind of a squirrel. I go, you have a wonderful child. She immediately busts into crocodile tears, sobbing as she's sitting down in my chair, proceeds to tell me about her recent hysterectomy and her divorce of her deadbeat husband. She goes on about this for 14 and a half minutes. She stands up with a big sigh, goes, leans over and kisses me and says, I'm the best teacher her son has ever had, and walks out.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So again, a lot of it has to do with taking the time to actually listen to people. As Rolf said, give them the best service you can, but it's okay to acknowledge those people behind them. People will stand in line if they know that they're getting good service. That's the main thing. I agree with Rolf.
Yeah, and that whole thing of listening, Dale Carnegie talks about it a lot in his books, and about the whole idea that you could say almost no words in a conversation of a half an hour or whatever, or you can be for whatever length of time with somebody, and they'll leave saying you're the best conversationalist in the world if you just listen, and then maybe ask some questions about them, about the other person. That's fabulous. Another question, Jonathan, anything else out there?
Yeah, this one's from Lonnie. He asks, what are some statistics or keys to great customer service in a tourist-based retail market? And
that's Boomer.
Asking how this plays out in a tourist-type setting.
It is absolutely, I can tell you this one for sure, it makes absolutely no difference whether you're in a tourist-based business or if you're an insurance agent or whether you're a dentist, whether it makes, Boomer?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. There's no difference. You greet people when they come in. You meet their needs. For us, you start thinking about your clients. Okay, who are they? Okay, and what do they need? What do tourists need when they come into a business? Okay, we really think about those kinds of things. Okay, they're traveling, so obviously they're not going to buy a 4-foot by 6-foot picture. You know, they can't put it in their motorhome or their car. So what do they need? Well, they need snacks, they need water, they need clean bathrooms, they need a phone call or charging. You know, we look at those things and say, what does our clientele need when they come in here? Yeah, we are Sea Lion Caves, and there's no other place like this in the entire world, and we want people to go down to visit. But there are other needs for people coming through here, and we want to do that. So whether you're a tourist or you go see Rolf, you know, and he needs art supplies, you know what your customer is, and those are the products that you provide for them and the services you provide for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's the same. The same principles, the same ideas, the same tactics. I hate that word, but I'll use it. All work the same. Makes no difference whatsoever. Jonathan.
Yeah, very cool. This next question is kind of dealing with the idea of referrals and how your customers will tell others about you. Rana asks, Dear Keith, do you think it is appropriate to ask our regulars to let their friends know about our store?
Certainly. Absolutely. And in fact, I think that it's pretty well critical to have a referral system in place. It does not need to be as overt necessarily as you know, the insurance salesman who asks you to give them 3 names and write them down. Although I've seen that work in retail also very well. Bill Glazier did that often. Now, he had a high-end menswear store, so they were doing a bit more service, if you will, than somebody coming in and just buying something and leaving, or whatever the case may be. You know, they're tailoring suits and whatever, but he had a very, very sophisticated referral program. Rolf, you're in that, what do you think about that?
I think that it really depends on when you do the ask. It needs to be done at the right time. It needs to be when they've been totally wowed and they're telling you about how great it is. Yeah. Timing is everything in that, I believe.
I agree. Yep. Well, what happens to us is I have my business cards sitting out on the desk, and when somebody says, boy, this has been a wonderful time, we hand them the card, and this is what I have on the back of my business card. Thank you for visiting Sea Lion Caves and letting us know you enjoyed your visit. We would appreciate if you would share your positive experience with others on TripAdvisor.com and on Facebook about Sea Lion Caves. Thank you for your support and our efforts to continue to protect and preserve this exceptional natural resource for future generations.
Can take who's ever out there listening can take that and tweak it to work in your business, regardless of your business. Regardless of your business, you can take that and tweak it in your business. Rolf, I know you get all kinds of reviews online and whatever. You mentioned that to me when we talked here a few months ago.
Yeah, we do it. We actually survey our clients. Once a month, if you've come in and spent $15, that right after you've been in, we send you a survey electronically. And in that, we get great feedback, which we share with our team members every day. So it's kind of like the survey, although I think, or the suggestion box.
Right.
And in that, we do offer them the opportunity to click a button and go online and post a review. So we have like 108 reviews in Google and a 4.8 rating.
Yeah, wow.
Which I think is pretty amazing for a
Yeah, good for you.
You can go to Gerald's, just Google Gerald's Ellensburg, and you can click on it and see it yourself.
Yeah, Gerald's Ellensburg and Gerald's.com and Sea Lion Caves. By the way, I should be giving you guys a plug here. So, by the way, and Sea Lion Caves is, I guess, what is the website there?
SeaLionCaves.com.
Yeah, good. Earlier, we discussed the fact that everyone thinks that they should have upfront customer service training and that their staff should be consistently and persistently reminded about their customer service expectations, but almost no one does it. Why is that? The answer is the same for every business owner. You're a busy business owner, and you always have more to do than time to do it, and it just gets sidetracked. We teach Make You Happy customer service to our clients and their teams. Make You Happy customer service is customer service that is so good that customers come back time and time again and enthusiastically tell others about you. We teach it in the initial training for your entire team, first day training for new employees, and in consistent reminders that are automatically done for you. With this, your customer service training and reminders will no longer get sidetracked. So how do you train for Make You Happy customer service and then make sure your team delivers it to every customer every time? First of all, you get the step-by-step guide in how to deliver your customer service message to your entire team. In addition to that, you get the Make You Happy customer service DVD training. This includes your leader's guide with a word-for-word script. You can, of course, go off that script if you want. You also get a workbook for your employees. As they watch the DVD, each team member will answer the questions in the workbook. The DVD includes highlights of some small businesses that give exceptional customer service and how you can use those examples in your business. You also get your new team member training DVD. The first training that every new team member should get is on customer service. If you're committed to customer service, to Make You Happy customer service, you need to convince each and every team member that their most important job is customer service. And the absolute best way to do that is to make sure that their first training is in customer service. With the exception of the opening, this DVD is the exact training your entire team received. This DVD opens with, "Welcome and congratulations. You're our next customer service superstar. We hired you for just that reason. During the interview process, we determined that you have the attitude to be a customer service superstar, and that's why you're receiving this training as the first training you get so that you know how important customer service is to us." It goes on to further introduce the new team member to your exceptional customer service philosophy. It covers internal and external customer service so that even your employees that don't necessarily deal with customers directly all the time know that customer service for their internal customers is critical. The rest of the DVD is exactly the same as the one your entire team watched. You also get the leader's guide and workbook for this new team member training. Simply have the new team members manager sit down with them and go through the training. What do most businesses that have customer service training do? They do what we used to do. You have a customer service training meeting, everybody gets jazzed up, and they go out and the customer service improves for a little while, and then with no consistent and persistent reinforcement, within a week or two, everything is back to the way it was. Nothing changes. Educators and psychologists tell us that the single meeting or training session is almost worthless when it comes to creating permanent behavior change. Permanent behavior change occurs when individuals are trained and the training is reinforced over time. That's why you'll also get our ongoing training guidelines. In addition, you'll receive 3 months of my customer service Inner Circle membership. This puts your customer service ongoing reminders on autopilot. It ensures that your customer service training actually gets to every team member over and over so that your team members deliver Make You Happy customer service every time. Every Tuesday morning, you'll get an email directed to your entire team that you will simply forward to them. These emails are short customer service lessons, stories, ideas, concepts, insight, vignettes to remind them of your customer service expectations and how to deliver Make You Happy customer service every time. Your team members will be able to read these lessons in 1 to 3 minutes each week. On Monday morning, before you get that email directed to everyone on Tuesday, you'll get an email directed to you and your managers. Simply forward this to every manager. This email tells you and your managers what the next day's lesson is and how you as managers can reinforce that lesson. You will see every lesson directed to your team before they see it. Your managers will be able to read these emails in 1 to 4 minutes each week. Again, educators and psychologists tell us that the best learning takes place over time, and they tell us that people learn in different ways. That's why you'll get very short hard copy newsletters to share with your team members every month, and 2 short online or DVD training sessions. You can either direct your team members to watch the video online or set it up as a DVD in the back room. The hard copy newsletter is designed to be read in less than 5 minutes. It's a one-page, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper printed on both sides. Your team members will get and read entertaining customer service stories, ideas, concepts, and insights. In addition, you'll get those 2 short DVDs that I talked about. And again, the best training is short and consistent, so these DVDs are only 1 to 3 minutes long. The customer service message to your managers needs to be a bit different. That's why your managers will also get a short newsletter each month and 1 short DVD online training session. And in addition, because I'm a big believer in what Zig Ziglar calls a daily checkup from the neck up, you'll receive our inspirational thought of the day delivered via email. Read this and forward it to your team to ensure you all start your day off right. The entire system sells online on our website for $697, but I like to reward people who act quickly, and those are the same people who are actually going to get this done and then tell others about it. So you're not going to pay $697 today. But before I tell you the price, I want to tell you a couple bonuses I have for you. If you're still with me, you undoubtedly got some great information in the training series you just watched, and so will your team. If you act today, you'll get the training series you just went through on DVD, along with the Leader's Guide and Workbook your team members will complete as they watch the DVD. You'll want to use this periodically for supplemental customer service training for your entire team. In addition, you'll get 2 20-minute one-on-one telephone consultation sessions with me. Frankly, you don't need this to get through the training because the training is fully explained with brain-dead, simple, step-by-step instructions. Most people tell me the biggest advantage of these sessions are the accountability to simply get this done. In addition, you'll get my double guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason whatsoever, the binder cover clashes with the books in your bookcases, return the system for a full, no questions asked, refund anytime within the first year. If you actually do something to implement even one little thing in the system and you want to return it, you can return it anytime for a full refund. Just show me some proof that you tried to do something. That's it. You get the Fast Start Guide and CD, the Make You Happy Customer Service Training DVD with the Leader's Guide and Workbook, the new Team Members Make You Happy Customer Service DVD, Leader's Guide and Workbook, and the ongoing customer service training guidelines. Again, that sells for $697 on our website. Plus, you get the 2 bonuses for a total value of $1,228 for $397, or you can make 4 monthly payments of $109. Now it's time to click that button in the top right-hand corner there, or go to keithlee.com/CSS. That's keithlee.com/CSS. And now it's time to make sure that you're ready to consistently deliver customer service that gets customers coming back time and time again and enthusiastically telling others about you. Remember, click that button in the top right-hand corner or go to keithlee.com/CCS. Have a great day.